Inland Fisheries Ireland are embarking on a project to alter or remove man-made barriers from 4 separate rivers. The first one will be the removal of a ford crossing and replacing that with a bridge. The next 2 will be the partial or full removal of weirs on 2 separate rivers. And finally then, the construction of a rock ram type fish pass at a weir in Carlow Town. Funding for this project is part of Inland Fisheries Ireland remit to manage, develop and protect the fishery habitat. Barriers to the free movement of fish have a negative impact on fish populations in rivers, as barriers can delay or prevent fish moving upstream to spawning grounds. As part of this project, Inland Fisheries Ireland are working closely with the UCD Reconnect Project.
Well, we're here from UCD. We're part of a project known as the Reconnect Project. It's an EPA funded project, and we're mapping the types and distribution of barriers or obstacles in Irish rivers. These would be obstacles principally to the movement of fish such as salmon, trout, lamprey and so on. So what we're doing today is we're surveying upstream of a barrier that is likely to be removed sometime in the future. So we're looking at what species occur here in this stretch of river and get some idea of their densities as well. 17.7 is salmon power.
My role is to do the hydromorphological characterization of the rivers that we're working on. So we'll be doing a detailed survey upstream and downstream to establish the form and physical attributes of the river. We'll then be looking at the flows, the flow characteristics, and undertaking a fluvial audit to establish the geomorphological characteristics and also the habitat environments upstream and downstream of these structures. Hydromorphology is the study of the river flow and its characteristics and also its physical form, so its shape. One of the things we're particularly interested in is looking at the sediment trapping efficiency of these weirs, so they trap sediment behind them, and we'd like to know what that sediment is like, and both the volume and especially how that will change over time once these weirs have been modified or removed. So we'll be undertaking repeat surveys, particularly upstream, to see how these changes are affected over time.
The project I'm going to be working on are the molecular biology techniques that we're developing to help interrogate the water for signs of any signs or proof that certain species of fish have been through here. We may not be able to catch them on a particular part of the survey when we're fishing for them. If they've been through here in a recent period of time, we can find their DNA traces through what's called environmental DNA. The skin cells they shed off, their slime, their feces and such will leave traces of DNA in the area for quite some time. So we take water samples, and I'm developing molecular probes that will be able to again interrogate these water samples, and from that we'll be looking for signs of salmon, of course the trout, which are here pretty much all the time. We'll also be looking for crayfish, an invasive species of American crayfish that's carrying a pathogen, and also for the pathogen itself. We're looking for sea lamprey and eels and a few other species of fish. Using these techniques, we'll be able to see if they're coming up to these obstacles, and if they're coming up to the obstacles, we want to know if they're making it past certain obstacles, which if they have ladders, or if the ladders or fish ladders are effective, we'll know. Obviously, like this ford behind me, we know that fish probably aren't making it over here, so we take samples below and above, and we'll see what's present, and hopefully when these dams come down, these fords get modified, we'll be able to come back the following year and then see the present, see some signs of the DNA from maybe the salmon that are making it upstream now. But historically, these were all these were rivers that salmon were migrating to and from. So we'd like to see that again, and fisheries is trying to do as much as they can to not inconvenience the farmers, to be very helpful and respectful of what they're doing as well.
I'm on a 6-week work experience program with Inland Fisheries Ireland, and I'm here to do some research on the impacts of barriers on fish migration paths up here in Wicklow, and how it can cause species fragmentation for the fish. And we're here in Dunard today in County Wicklow to survey weir. It's one of the weirs that we've surveyed this week to see is there a problem with fish migratory paths upstream and downstream of the weir.
The UCD team are now back in Belfield compiling and assessing the data they have collected from their survey work. The report they produce on the effects of the 4 river barriers in question should make for interesting reading. Inland Fisheries Ireland, in conjunction with the UCD team, would like to find out about as many man-made river barriers as possible. Siobhan Atkinson explains how the public can help.
We're trying to get the citizens involved in this project as well. So we're using an app called IFIrverobstacles. It's actually developed in the UK, but we can use it in Ireland as well. And the idea is to get citizens to map the locations of barriers. And the app, it allows you to take a photograph, and the GPS in your smartphone will map your location as well. So they're the main things that I need are the picture and the coordinates of the barrier. And we're hoping that this is going to help us identify barriers in really remote areas of Ireland, so ones that we might have real difficulty finding. So the likes of the weir we saw on the Daligan, that's not obvious on any historic maps. You can't see it on satellite imagery, and it's so covered in trees it's just impossible to find. So unless you walk the river. And so if you want to download the app, you can actually, if you go on our Facebook page at Reconnect Rivers, you can download the app directly from the page, or go to IFIriverobstacles. It's a website, and it's you can just download it from the website. It's free, it's totally free, but it'll be really good for us, and it's a great way to get engaged with citizen science.